Today's guest is the founder and CEO of Bridget, an empowerment organization that bridges the gap between young women and conscious companies. She is a Forbes Under 30 Summit Scholar, a cancer survivor, a model, a yogi, and if that's not enough, she's graduating from USC's Marshall School of Business this year on an academic scholarship. And she is genuinely one of the sweetest, most angelic women that I know, the beautiful Asha Lannin.
Oh, shucks. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I just need to just carry you around in my pocket whenever I just need like a little boost, just like press the button and like, oh, okay. You got it, girl.
Girl, I was looking through my messages yesterday and I was like, you have had the craziest last year.
It's literally been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, highest of highs, but like some real trials. And yeah, that's been kind of the moment. I think at the end of 2018, it was just like, okay,
yeah,
I'm ready to put that one behind, but learned so much.
Because I wanted to have you on the show just to talk about Bridget and everything that you're doing for young women. And then you got diagnosed with thyroid cancer.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, the way that you chose to share it on social media was with so much grace and wisdom, and I can't imagine how many people you helped.
Thank
just
you.
Bringing awareness to it and just
Thank you.
How you handled the whole thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was just one of those moments, and to be honest, seeing your battle with RA and how you were just open and fearless about it was one of the things that really inspired me because I mean, it was a total surprise. I've had, thyroid disease since I was 21.
So you have
Hashimoto's.
Hashimoto's,
So,
okay.
Usually it's genetic. All the women on my dad's side of the family pretty much had it. So I was diagnosed with that when I was 21, but it was really manageable.
But how did you find out, like just for people listening or watching, like how did you find out that you even had that? What were the symptoms?
Well, it's really, really common in women. And since I've gone through this whole process and shared it, I've even been blown away by how many women have been through something that I've been through or similar. But my symptoms when I was around 21, it was right when I was graduating college. I had gotten out of a long-term relationship. My grandfather passed away. So they say a lot of times symptoms will come on when you're going through some kind of big life change.
When there's like a weakness in the body, it's like,
so your body's just like, oh, here's this like latent gene that we've been waiting to kind of throw at you and see what you do. But my symptoms were, I was just cold all of the time. I had a hard time building any kind of muscle mass, and my skin started really freaking out. And I never really had dramatic skin problems, and it was like I was doing everything I could, checking for allergies in my detergent, and my skin was just freaking out. So I went to an allergist, and the allergist did some tests. He was like, you have some food allergies and different things, but not anything that would cause this kind of reaction. So so he sent me to an endocrinologist who tested my blood for thyroid hormones and issues. So that's when they diagnosed me with Hashimoto's.
And that was when you were 21?
That was when I was 21.
And you were fine?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, they said, basically what's happening is it's autoimmune. So your immune system attacks a healthy part of your body like it's foreign, pretty much. So my immune system targeted my thyroid and caused it to just not behave well. So they replace you end up taking thyroid hormone. But after I got on a steady dose of that, I felt great. My skin cleared up. I was suddenly able to have more stamina in my workouts, which I loved. And I wasn't as cold anymore. So I just kind of, from the point I was 21 until when I was diagnosed, this past year, I was just on Synthroid every day, and that was just kind of part of my routine. And I didn't really talk about it much. But then I started seeing along the way, like different influential people, being public with going through thyroid issues. Like one that I really love is Sofia Vergara, that she had actually had thyroid issues and thyroid cancer when she was 28.
Wow.
Yeah, and I started thinking like, this is okay. It's okay that I have this thing. It doesn't mean I'm less of a woman. It doesn't really mean anything. I can just take it in stride. But then when I was diagnosed this past year, it was kind of right on the heels of I had just gotten engaged.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. Like
Yeah.
visually, it seemed like everything was going great in your life. Everything was happening with Bridget. You got
Totally.
engaged. You guys are like twin souls. Like I couldn't have matched two people better. And then all of a sudden, I hear that you have thyroid cancer. I was like, what is going on?
It was crazy town. Like literally. I mean, the Bridget stuff was going great. We had a big event with Microsoft on the books, and all these things are going on. I was so happy and so engaged with school. And then, I moved down to move in with my fiance in Orange County, and I had been seeing the same doctor up in LA for like 6 years at that point. So I just thought, you have to, when you have thyroid issues, it's really important once you're going into pregnancies and things to really have someone closely monitoring you.
Get a check and
it's just like it becomes a really close relationship. So I thought, okay, it's time. Like I should find an endocrinologist down here in Orange County. So I found a new doctor, and he did an ultrasound of my neck and found something that he wanted to biopsy right away. So it all happened really, really quickly.
Like a nodule or a goiter? Or what did they call
it was a nodule.
A nodule.
It was small, but big enough that when we found out it was cancerous, it was stage 2.
Oh, wow.
So I went home. He called me and told me that it was confirmed to be cancerous. And my head,
I can't even, I get goosebumps just like receiving that phone call.
It was we were in the backyard, Andrew was like grilling something, and I just like fell to my knees. I was like, you said what? Because, we can relate. I think that at that point, it's just like, it felt like I was so coming into my own, and I'm a yogi, and I love taking care of myself and my community, and I just felt like this vibrant, 20-something girl. And then suddenly it's like cancer, like what? Like how could I have been so wrong about my own body? So I went through this kind of feeling of feeling like my foundation was just sort of pulled out from under me. But I think along with that is just that I truly also believe that God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. And I strongly believe in like the power of shared information and experience. So I just thought like, okay, this is something, I'm a real girl, and I'm gonna go through this, and it's gonna be fine. And going through something that's difficult, I think by sharing it, maybe if I help one person is going through the same thing and they're reassured by it, then it's been worth it for me to go through it. Yeah.
And I was watching it again last night just to follow up before we did this, and everybody has to watch. You have a highlight of the experience of thyroid cancer, and you were radioactive for like how long?
Really crazy.
Like that was like the craziest part of the whole thing.
Honestly, that was the craziest thing. So so I had my thyroid removed. They put you totally under. I've got a little scar, but my doctors were literally like,
you don't have a scar.
Wonderful people. He did a great job. So I had my thyroid removed. That was kind of scary, but it heals up. And then after, in order to make sure, they kind of do where they run a test, and if you need radioactive iodine therapy, it's basically to just blast the area to make sure there's no cancerous tissue left that could grow more cancer. But the strangest thing about this treatment is that you go in, you literally take this little pill that's in this crazy canister, and then they shoot you with this little radio gun to make sure they test to see, you're radioactive, and then you're not allowed to be within like 10 feet of anyone for me. I think it was 11 or 12 days.
And that's the part that everybody has to watch. Like, you had the radioactive T-shirt, but like your fiance was leaving food at the door, and you were doing face masks every night because that was making you feel good. You were practicing yoga. You were doing all these things to like really, because I could imagine like you're going through all this stuff emotionally. Now you're isolated. Like you really have to. You were forced to go in and probably do a lot of other work. But there's that one part too. You guys are like outside in nature, and he's riding a bike, and you're playing that song.
Literally hilarious. The Imagine Dragons radioactive song.
I am actually
my anthem. So we just kind of looked at it, and I was really scared. I think that even more than a surgery, like I'm always that person like, okay, like I want to achieve this thing, like I can go do it. Like I want to do this kind of physical feat, like I'll figure it out. But the idea of just not being able to hug someone for that many days was just like physical touch is my love language. So that was the scariest thing for me. So I was like, all right, I just got to make this feel like, a spa retreat that's going to, like I can reflect and write and just embrace it.
Yeah.
So
that's so beautiful.
So we ordered, like, you have to get rid of all like your sheets and all these different things and like not share utensils with anyone. It's really, and it's strange because like your skin doesn't turn green. It's not like, you feel different or you feel sick or you're coughing. It's just, you just have this weird invisible ball around you.
It's crazy.
So yeah, we just embraced it. And, Andrew, my fiance, is just, it made me realize this whole experience, because it happened like a month or two after we got engaged.
Which
and in my
could
heart,
break people.
Yeah, I was like, God, this poor guy, like, he proposes to me and then he's like, oh man, got it dead, but it was so the opposite for us. I think that it took our relationship just to a whole new level of depth, and he showed up for me in so many ways I didn't even know that you could be there for a person. So yeah, and the other thing that was happening at that time was we had this event planned for Bridget.
So tell me a little bit more about, I just want to say this though,
and everything.
First of all, you have a clear bill of health right now, right?
Yes.
You're doing, I just recently saw that.
Yeah,
you're
I actually
cleared.
had my checkup yesterday.
Yay.
And I've got a great doctor. I think that, if I could tell women anything, it's take control of your health. I think that the healthcare system is wonderful in a lot of ways, but it's decentralized. And I think that what I learned through the process was that you just have to be your own advocate. You got to ask questions and see a lot of different doctors, get opinions, read, and embrace the community that you're in. So
because it was random, it was not random, but I mean, thank God that you ended up moving and switching doctors.
Oh yeah,
because
otherwise
you would have maybe gotten lost in the shuffle.
Totally.
And I think what I experienced, and I can imagine you did too, is people see you and your doctor sees you and you have a great optimistic attitude. So they just see you as healthy.
Yeah.
And they don't really check, other things.
They don't.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any outright symptoms. Like my skin was, kind of flaring up a little bit, not any more than, someone that's just stressed out or has a lot going on or not sleeping properly.
Yeah.
So it just was, it was a surprise, but I think it's just one of those things where you just kind of like, okay, like what good can I make come of this?
Yeah.
So yeah, but Bridget, so I started Bridget when I was, it's a few years ago now, but I was working in finance at the time, which was new to me because after college, I went to UCLA and studied economics and was in research there.
And the amount of stuff that you've done, like you've been so successful in everything that you've done. Because I knew you from modeling, I think.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're doing all these other amazing things. And I think I had talked to you maybe just on the heels of you starting Bridget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because I remember when you first had your first oil come out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so cool. And it's amazing. Like literally, I tried to stretch that thing out for so long. It's just
I have some goodies for you today.
Oh my gosh. So cool. But yeah, it was after college, I was modeling full time for a few years, and it was great, but I just kept feeling curious. I wanted to try something new and challenge my mind. So I kind of out of the blue, hopped into this investment management career, got my stockbroker's license, and was kind of just thrown into, this was like my first experience with a real desk job. So I was faking it a little bit, but got into it and liked a lot of it, but I hit this point in that career where I just really wanted to be affecting my community again. So I started volunteering on the weekends, teaching SAT classes to high school kids in the inner city. And I just kept having
I might need you shortly.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was always one of my favorite. I love coaching and teaching, and young people just make me just so hopeful. So, but I just kept noticing in a lot of these conversations with teen girls that, the girls in this program were already super high potential. Like they had the grades, they could get grants. There was nothing really like resourcefully standing in their way from going to college. But so many were turning it down, or they had a sibling that went to college and dropped out, just because they didn't have visibility into a woman doing something outside of what their sisters or mothers or people in their community were doing. So I thought, like, okay, this is something I can do. Like, I've had access to all these incredible women like you, you know, through modeling, through finance, through school, and I have access to these young people. And I thought, if I can be useful in one way, it could be just connecting women and making them understand how similar we actually all are.
Love that.
So I didn't know what it was going to be at that point, but I was like, I'm inspired by the TED Talks. I love that you can go to TED and experience, you know, one of the conferences, or you can watch it privately online and learn something from it from anywhere in the world. So I thought, why don't we create TED, but for girls exploring possibilities for themselves? So with that in mind, we just started doing these big summit events, panel events, just trying to find different ways to bring professional women in front of young girls. And it was so fun. We just kind of kept, my team sort of formed through the different experiences. You know,
I mean, that's what's amazing. It's to see the whole growth of everything and the impact that you've made and everything that you've done. That's because it's one thing to have an idea, but it's another thing to actually bring it to life and actually do it.
Totally. Well, I think that at some point you just got to start trying things. You just try something. Like, I didn't know at first, like, one of the groups we worked with was this group of teen girls that were all on probation at a camp, finishing school there. I mean, these are girls that had lived like crazy experiences, been through probably a lot more difficult things than I could ever imagine going through.
Right.
But I was like, okay, I wanna understand these girls. So let's plan this event. Let's partner. A major beauty company partnered with us on that event, and we went and we talked about self-esteem, you know, careers in the beauty industry, because they didn't require you to go to college, and that group of girls, college wasn't really a reality. But I remember standing up there, I'm like, gosh, who am I to think that I can affect these girls? Like, they're probably gonna, you know, be sitting there counting down the minutes until this privileged, you know, whatever girl leaves them. But it ended up being one of the most moving experiences. Like, one girl, as part of like the little demonstration we did, a girl had a tattoo on her face, and the makeup artist that was kind of talking about self-esteem and everything helped her cover it for like a potential job interview. And she looked in the mirror and she was like, I haven't seen my face like this since I was a very little girl.
Wow.
So just things like that. I was like, okay, there's something here. I don't know what I'm doing. We're not making money. I don't know, like, if this has legs, or I haven't written like a formal business plan, but I'm just going to keep trying stuff and keep trying to understand where are the intersections between young women with a lot of potential and women that have worked their butts off to go and do things that are interesting and powerful in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're at a point where we're kind of switching gears from these bigger events. We did like the first summit ever held for teen mothers exclusively.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was searching literally everywhere for some sort of template, like, okay, like where are summit events for teen moms, because it's a hugely underserved population. And I was like, no one's ever done this. So we were like, let's do it. There's so many in Los Angeles. And we put on a very special day where we had entrepreneurs that were most of them were moms, women with families that have just done all sorts of things. We talked about college options for women that already had children. And it was awesome.
It's amazing. I mean, I feel like a lot of these people probably are put in categories and just think this is all you're gonna do. This is it. And then for them to actually see people that are maybe come from the same position that they were in and be successful and push the barriers, and just to have that opportunity, like the seeds you're planting, who knows, you know, how many fruit trees are gonna come out of that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's the goal. So yeah, when I was kind of going through, I was like in the thick of talking to surgeons and stuff for the cancer. My team, like, we had this event on the books, and we had a call, and they're like, should we move it? And I was like, no. Like, this is something that is, you know, right now I'm overwhelmed, but like there are a few very specific things that are bringing me joy, and this is one of them. So I thought, we can't move it. Let's figure it out. And my team, it like makes me emotional even like think about it, but they just picked it up and they made it happen. And we had this wonderful event where we were talking about all sorts of career skills, self-confidence, expressing yourself, getting on LinkedIn and how to network with other women. We had a panel. It was just like, it was so wonderful. And it helped me really feel grounded and like, okay, no matter what I'm experiencing, cancer, like, my hometown is Redding, California, where the car fire happened.
Oh, wow.
And that was like a week after my surgery.
Wow, I
yeah,
didn't
it was
realize
just like
that.
this crazy storm.
Craziness happening.
Yeah, but I just thought like, okay, I have control of how I'm going to react to these things, and I'm determined to make it good. So.
And I know you have an amazing yoga practice that I'm sure really helps you and your faith.
Totally.
And what else? I mean, with everything that's been going on, I mean, I think it would be really easy to just like become the victim and get sad, or like, what is your motivation to keep going? I mean, maybe it's the girls, or, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like kind of this combination of things. I've always believed that, you know, God or the universe, whatever you believe in, gives us talents and things and plants seeds in us that our real responsibility is to find the best way to invest them, you know, and that whether it's even some of those seeds might be trials, like going through cancer or growing up in a hard neighborhood or whatever it might be. But it's, if you can take that experience and invest it and share your knowledge and share what you're learning, that good will come, and that life will kind of just fit together for you. So I don't know, I just have this commitment to being like a lifelong learner. I mean, right now I'm in school, and
I know you're doing, I mean, like, how do you have time to do all of this stuff that you're doing?
I don't know. Outlook calendar is like best friend, but I don't know. I think that's what just keeps me going. It's just curious. I think that curiosity keeps you humble. And there's just always more to learn. And I think as soon as I learn something, I feel a deep responsibility to share it in some way.
I think that's huge. I just read this quote recently. It said something like, if you don't share it could destroy you, basically.
Totally.
Like, that is your job, is to share what God gave you, or share whatever, you know, your talents. I think that's what it's all about, for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah. And you're doing such a beautiful job sharing in such an authentic way. And I always like to ask my guests, you've already shared so many, but if you could tell me one thing, what is your golden secret?
Oof. You know, I actually think that my only secret is to not really have any. You know, I think that, especially today with Instagram and YouTube and like all these like kind of virtual reality and personalities that we put out there, that there's such a temptation for like comparison. And it's like, what does that person have that I don't have? And I think that just steals joy from people. And I've personally experienced that, you know, and I think that rather than comparing someone or feeling like this is my fence and that's yours, and I'm going to keep all I have secret. Yeah. It's almost like, how can I open up my doors and just connect with as many people as possible? And like, if I know something that's benefited me, you got it. Like, take it from me, because I'm gonna learn a lot more in the process, and I'm gonna clear some real estate so I can keep learning.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Oh, sister. I'm so grateful to know you. It's been so
Likewise.
beautiful to see your whole journey. I can't wait to see what's next with Bridget and your soon-to-be husband, and I'm sure some like little angel babies are heading this way. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, give me a hug.